By the end of this video, you will have a login and register system that works like this. You'll be able to click register and the user will automatically log into the account that's just been created for them on your PlayFab dashboard. So if I go and search, you can see there's been a new player created with a display name of Serger. And if I go to login and I enter the email, you can see you can log into that account as well by providing the email and password. And then it returns the username of the account provided. But before we jump into the code, make sure you watch my previous video where we set up and imported our PlayFab SDK into our Unity project. So currently I have an empty Unity project with some UI set up that just allows us to switch between login and register, as well as a few input fields where users can enter their email, password and username, or they can log in with their email and password. The login buttons and register buttons don't do anything yet. So the first thing we have to do is in script, create a folder called PlayFab, and then we'll create a C# script called PlayFab Login Manager. So if we open this up in Visual Studio, the first thing I'm going to do is create a constant string called last email key and last password key. And what these are going to do is these are just going to store the values in player prefs of the email and password that the user last logged in with. This will allow us to automatically log in the next time the player plays the game. So the next thing you're going to want to do is create some references to the register input fields. So that would mean the email, username and password input fields to the register UI. And then you'll also want to create some references to the login input fields. We don't need a username for login. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to split them up into separate regions. So you can do that by saying #region, and we'll call this region register. And then underneath the register functions, we'll say #endRegion, and we'll just do the same thing for login. So login, #region login, and then #endRegion. We'll start off with the register function, then we'll move on to the login. Okay, so for the register, we're going to have a public void on register pressed. That's going to be called by the register button, and then we'll have a private void called register, and our register function is going to take email, username and password as a parameter. Then in our onRegisterPressed function, we'll call the register function with the parameters of register email.text, register username.text and register password.text. Now next up at the top of our script, we're going to have to be using PlayFab and using PlayFab.clientModels. This will give us access to the PlayFab SDK. Then next up, we'll create a private void called PlayFab failure, and as a parameter, we'll use a PlayFab error and we'll name it error. And then inside this function, we will just debug.log the error.generateErrorReport. This function is going to be called every time PlayFab encounters an error. So now in our register function, we can call PlayFab client API dot register PlayFab user. And the parameter for this will be new register PlayFab user request. And then the fields we'll have to set within the PlayFab user request will be the email is equal to email, username is equal to username, password is equal to password. So this is just going to tell PlayFab what the details of the account are that you want to create. So as a second parameter, we want to tell PlayFab what we want to do if we successfully registered a user. And we will do that by saying success result, and then we'll use a lambda function to call our login function. And we'll pass in our email and password that the user used to register their account to the login function. And as the last parameter, we are going to say PlayFab failure. So basically what this means is we are going to tell the PlayFab client API to register a new PlayFab user with the email, username and password that we've been given as input from the UI. And if registering the user was successful, then we're going to call the login function, which we are still yet to create. And if it fails, then we're going to call the PlayFab failure function, which takes in an argument of PlayFab error. So you can do any kind of error handling or output that you'd like inside of this function. You'll just want to change line 29 from username to display name is equal to username. Then here you'll want to say require both username and email is equal to false, because now we're using the display name instead of the username. Alright, so now that the register function is done, we can move on to the login. And we'll just do the same for the login by creating a public void on login pressed, which will be called by the login button. Then we'll have another private void called login, which is going to take two parameters, which will be the email and the password. And now you can see we don't have an error here anymore. Then inside the onLogin pressed function, we're going to call our login function, and the parameters will be login email.text and login password.text. Then in our login function, we will call PlayFab client API .login with email address, and the first parameter will be a new login with email address request. And the fields we should set here is email set to email, password set to password. And the next part we'll have to do is we'll have to set info request parameters is equal to a new get player combined info request params. And here we'll have to say get player profile is equal to true. And these few lines over here are just telling PlayFab that you want to return information about the user's profile. Then again, the same as our register PlayFab user function, we need to take a success callback. So success result. We will then call the lambda function. And if we successfully logged in, we want to save all this information to player prefs. So what we'll do is we'll say player prefs.setString last email key, and we'll set that to email, and player prefs.setString last password key, and we'll set that to password. Then lastly, we'll say player prefs.setString success result dot info request payload dot player profile dot display name. So if you didn't specify these parameters over here, the info request payload dot player profile would be null because we didn't specify these over here. So because we specified them, that allows us to access the player profile and the player's display name. And then just to display that the login was successful, we'll debug.log successfully logged in user playerprefs.getString username. And then the last parameter is the PlayFab failure callback. So this should be our PlayFab login manager script all complete. So now back in Unity, what we'll do is we'll create an empty manager game object, and we'll drag our PlayFab login manager onto it. Then we'll have to assign all the input fields: email, username, password, and then login email and login password. And on our register button, what we'll do is we'll drag in our manager game object and say PlayFab login manager dot on register pressed. And on our login button, we'll drag and drop our manager game object in here, and we'll say PlayFab login manager dot on login pressed. Okay, so now we need to just go to our PlayFab editor extensions window, and you'll want to click on this PlayFab tab and then click on make PlayFab shared settings. You'll want to make sure that you've selected your PlayFab shared settings, and then you'll go to Game Studio and you'll have to reselect it over here in your settings. And you should see that your title ID and developer secret key is automatically filled out for you in your shared settings asset. Now if I run the game and I enter mike@gmail.com, the username, I'll just say Serge, and entering a password, I'll type out my password and click register. I can go to the login and I can type in mike@gmail.com and I'll enter my password and log in, and then you can see here successfully logged in user Serge. Perfect. That is now our user authentication using PlayFab in Unity. If you want to find out how to send password reset emails to users in case they forgot their passwords, make sure you hit the subscribe button and keep up to date with the latest videos because I'll be posting that next.